Hello there everybody, I'm Shady9, and today I'm bringing a very special video. Some of you might have already guessed what it was. It is the 7th anniversary of Crysis 3's release. So today, I figured I would hop back into the multiplayer on Xbox 360 to see if I could find a match. Luckily enough for me, I did find a few matches. This was one of the more interesting ones. It was Team Deathmatch on Airport. I ran the K-Volt with Rapid Fire, makes it a bit more viable, and I wanted to sort of change things up. I didn't want to continue to run my, my Alpha Jackal class. So for this match, I mainly used the K-Volt, and I put up a fairly decent score right off the top. I'm doing fairly well. But this gameplay match is not really what I want to talk about today. Instead, I wanted to sort of celebrate and express the fact that Crysis 3 has now been out for 7 whole years. That's right, 7 whole years. The multiplayer and community has survived for 7 whole years. And this game is proof of it. As you can see, my little clan tag there is 7 years. So, on this day, or at least date of recording, Crysis 3 was released, and at the time it was doing pretty well. And in a few years, or even months after, it started to go downhill, obviously, as will happen with the game. Less and less people will play the multiplayer. And Crysis 3 is rather special because it survived, I want to say, a handful of years with a player base under 100 active players. For the last few years, it's been under like 10 or 12, however much you need for a lobby. There's only like sort of, I want to say, 40 people who every now and then will hop back in. I know Radiant Novax and Snetcho are two of the names that come to mind, but there's a lot more, like Grand Record, he's in this match as well. We just like to keep the game alive. It's an incredibly fun match, incredibly fun game even, and I would highly encourage playing it in 2020. It is very much still alive. If you are trying to find a match, it will be not as easy as obviously finding a match of any multiplayer game that's come out recently, but it's going to be worth the wait, trust me. Now, the easiest way to find a match in 2020, 7 years later, is going to be just to sit in the lobby. Team Deathmatch, don't try any of the other game modes, no one plays them. It's unfortunate, I know. But you're going to want to sit in a Team Deathmatch lobby, and you're going to wait for people to trickle in. If they're rank 50 or they've got some sort of notable clan tag, you're going to want to try and friend them, and then you're going to get a game eventually, I'm sure of it. Don't worry about that. And then once you find a game, you're going to want to try and friend all the people in the match, and that way you know whenever people are online and trying to play the game, so you'll have them friended, and you can view their activity, see if they're on the game. If there's some people on your friends list that are playing the game, it's fair to assume that there is a few matches going on, and then you'll want to hop on. So that's generally the easiest way to try and play a match. Obviously you're going to have better success if you're doing it on, say, a weekend, or say sort of an evening, nightish time with people are home from work, home from school, whatever they may be doing. Obviously, you're not going to try like holidays because everyone will be doing things and not playing video games, or much less Crysis 3. Well, people say a lot, is it dead, is it dead? On the PlayStation 3, it very well might be. I haven't seen a video uploaded about Crysis 3 on the PlayStation 3 in a considerable amount of time. On the Xbox, it's still sort of surviving. I wouldn't say thriving, but we're still surviving. A lot of people thought the game would die out in 2018, 2019, and 2020, and well, by all conventional standards, it really has died out. There's still a group of people that actively seek to sort of keep it alive and continue playing. So, 7 years later, we are still very much alive. Why do people play this game? I would say because it's fun. First and foremost, there is no other game like it out there. Crysis 3 is special, Crysis 3 is unique, Crysis 3 is really its own game. The campaign is sort of something else. You either don't like it, or you think it's average, or you really enjoy it. But it's not going to set the world on fire. What is going to set the world on fire, though, is the multiplayer. And I highly recommend that you try out the multiplayer. while you still can before this game dies. It's on its last legs, so to speak. I mean, we love the game, but there's only so much we can do to keep it alive. We rely on sort of these low-level players that just happen to pop in the lobby at random times. I'm not sure who they are or why they're playing the game, but that's really how we stay alive and populate our matches. It's not prestige or reboot or veteran players, whatever you'd like to label them. We're not on here 24/7 getting matches together. It's more of just dumb luck, essentially. So your best bet, obviously, is to friend all of us, and you'll be part of the community, really. It's something special, something entirely unique. Just the multitude of unique weapons. I'm running the cable here. It shoots electric rounds, which ties into the game's main sort of selling point, if you will, the nano suit. No other game is like this. You know, you have sci-fi shooters like, you know, Halo, but Halo's its own beast. Halo is not Crysis 3. In Crysis 3 multiplayer, I'm sure you know this already, but if you don't, you have stealth mode and armor mode, and they both last for a certain amount of seconds, which will speed up in usage depending on your movement in them. So if I'm cloaked and I'm running around, your cloak is going to run out faster than it would if you were standing still. Not the armor mode though, that will run out more rapidly if you take fire while in the armor mode. And this is a unique gameplay mechanic that I've yet to see replicated or even try to be replicated on any scale or sense. And I want to say that's what keeps people coming back to Crysis 3. It's a unique gameplay experience. You have to try it for yourself, especially since Crytek isn't appearing to be doing anything with the Crysis IP, you know, at all. And it's only going to be a limited amount of time before you can ever experience something like this again. You know, Crysis 2 had its multiplayer servers shut down, so unless you're on PC and you have downloaded and connected with a community that's using the, I believe they're called Reborn servers, they're essentially fan servers, and that's how they play Crysis 2. You know, obviously the official servers are gone, and it's going to be like that one day for Crysis 3. So the important thing is to live it up while you still can, and just experience this incredible thing for yourself. Obviously, it may be difficult for you. You're going to have to try and rank up to get access to some of the more better weapons, and it's going to be hard playing against people who sort of know the game very well, or at least have a good understanding of how the weapons and the maps are structured and you work. And I gotta say, it's going to be rewarding though. It's going to be incredible, and you have a chance to be part of it. Crysis 3 was free with Games with Gold, I want to say, a few years back, maybe more than a few. So if you downloaded it then, and since uninstalled it, you can probably install it again and come and join us. This match, I was trying to sort of have fun more than I was trying to kill streak or score. And I think that's an important thing to keep in mind, no matter who you are and no matter when you're playing the game. You know, I just got killed by some guy with the Grendel, and that's understandable. Some people will, their only motivation for playing this game will be to rack up a high score, and generally, while that's fun, and I try to do it with a variety of different weapons, using some of the more overpowered weapons, or the more competitive weapons like the Mike or the Grendel, is generally frowned upon in the community, at least with a certain group of players, you know, myself included. I don't think you have to run the Grendel or the Mike. As much as people still do when there's, you know, not even a full lobby running around. And I just think it's important to have fun. Use all the weapons to your heart's content. I know there's a guy in the community recently who's just been using the Predator bow, which is just an advanced bow and arrow, and you know, he's just having fun. He's very good with it and very skilled, and he puts up a competitive score, but I don't think it's about that. If he was trying to really set the world on fire with an extreme kill streak, he would have used the Grendel or the Mike for sure. And while I don't discredit that style of play, it's just not something I personally try and do in 2020. So that's almost essentially it, guys. Crysis 3 online multiplayer in 2020 is still alive. 7 years later, there are people still populating the servers, albeit to a very extremely limited extent. But it is more than possible to play this game. If you have it sitting in your collection, if you bought it, or if you got it for free with Games with Gold years and years ago, I think it's more than worth it to sort of hop back on and experience Crysis 3 before it's too late. 2020, I will keep producing these videos for as long as I can. Will they be good? I don't think so. Hear me out. Not a lot of the servers, or any servers really, any lobbies are full, so it's difficult to try and get a competitive score. So most of my rounds are fairly low scores, you know, mid-20s, low 20s. So they're not going to be as good as they used to be, but I'll still keep putting them out. And that's what's important to me. I just want to document this game and its final stages of life. I think I'm absolutely enamored with this game, and that's really what it deserves. It deserves to have a full life, and it doesn't deserve to die in darkness like so many of the other multiplayer games do. So that's going to be it. Crysis 3 in 2020, still live, I still recommend it, and I thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe, check out the game for yourself.